Welcome to SRL 180. And how are we, lads?
Good.
Doing good.
Good, mate.
Okay, so we've got the nines wrap up today. We've got the bit of a ladder prediction, and we've got round one tips. So it should be a good one. And we've got a couple extra things in there. But yeah, so it should be a good one. What was our thoughts on the nines?
It's
Very
a good
exciting.
addition.
I think it was quite entertaining.
It was entertaining. I agree with that. It wasn't the most entertaining day too, was it? Well, for me it wasn't, because obviously I'm a little bit biased here. My team lost 2 matches and
I take
missed
that.
the finals.
I think
Usually
day
we
two was
have-
the most entertaining.
I
I think
think I
day two was
feel.
the most entertaining.
Yeah.
Oh, well, that would
What do you
day
think
one
I
for
feel,
you.
Liam?
Day one for you would have been terrible. Getting
Yeah.
smashed by Manly. I didn't expect them to win that.
They were surprised, really.
Manly
Yeah,
shocked
but we
me.
had a hooker playing at prop.
True.
That didn't help us. A lot of our players
No.
were playing out of the few positions that we planned for them to play.
Yeah.
But it is a preseason game, who knows?
So we now got the So I thought let's go day by day. Day one, we got the Raiders lost to the Manly Seagulls, like 36-2 or something.
Big game.
Manly played some attacking footy,
Yeah.
Yeah, they didn't take the foot off the pedal.
and as I'm gonna say, and Manly will probably not be, because they still haven't really. They proved me wrong in nines, but they didn't prove me. I've still got doubts in them just because nines is not regular season.
Yeah.
And
Look,
I don't.
the only thing they beat in the ninth was the Raiders. They didn't show anything else against really any other team they came against.
Yeah.
They did almost beat Brisbane Broncos though. No, Jai, what the hell are you? Oh, fuck. Jesus Christ.
They've been trying to do it for ages.
Why is? Yeah, sorry guys, but Jai was trying to end their recording. But, yeah, it is what it is. But as I was saying, day one was an interesting day. It had and then after it, we have the Broncos v Warriors. That was a good match.
It was.
It was a good match, but the Warriors just couldn't come away with points. I noticed they just really, and it made me doubt me tipping them their other 2 matches. I think I tipped them their other 2 matches, and it made me really doubting them. But no, as we get into it, I was pretty happy with it.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was a good match. The Broncos did their job. Next match was Rabbitohs v Panthers.
Oh,
This was a
This
good match.
This is a horrible match.
It was.
it was a horrible.
At least she's got in the finals. We lost 2 matches. Our last 2 matches.
Yeah.
We lost all 3.
I think the Rabbitohs showed a lot of attack and spark in that game, but then again, I don't know what happened in the last 2 games. Like seriously, they're going in as favourites in like the SRL season. Sort of, I think, were bit choke under pressure a bit. Like when the game came down to the wire in the Cowboys game, I noticed they sort of just like didn't end up icing it.
They didn't kick a field goal when it was probably when they should have. They had the opportunity to, but yeah. So
Rookie error.
yeah, rookie error. But Souths, I think, will be a good bonding team. I think they're going to gel well. I think Chaz Dingo's being really underestimated right now. Some think that Corey Bell is a better fullback than Chaz Dingo. I personally don't agree with that. I just don't even think he's close to the level of Chaz Dingo.
Well, I mean, look at this. Look at the ratings. The ratings, yes, Chaz Dingo is higher rated than Corey Bell. Like that's that's undeniable fact.
Yes.
However, right, when you look at his stats from last season, Corey Bell beats Chaz Dingo in most areas. Line breaks, like tries, all these things, right?
No, Corey Bell.
Keep in mind, Chaz Dingo was playing for like a worse
organisation.
Corey Bell was getting carried by Rabbitohs. We'll see if their positions pretty much swap this season, or if they if Corey Bell still has it on Chaz Dingle at the Seagulls. We're always playing on the wing, so we may not be able to be show it as much, but it'll be interesting to see how it goes.
Yeah,
Mhm.
I think Chaz Dingo really. I think in the stats he led in tries, but he just didn't lead much else. I think he led in run meters too. I think he lost in like just the line breaks. I think line breaks is the only thing Corey Bell beat him at. Corey Bell sometimes only relies on. He doesn't pass the ball as much as he probably should.
He's good at finding a line and running it, but when you're now gonna be a major part of a team,
Yeah.
why I don't think he is starting as a fullback anymore, mainly because basically a winger that runs in the middle when he's at fullback.
Yeah, he's a. Here's what I think of Corey Bell. He's a bridge fullback. He feels when a team needs just that about a player that can do the job at fullback. Corey Bell is that player. That's where I see him at. I don't know.
That's a rough brand of footy.
It's a big body for a fullback.
That's the only thing that he has up on Chaz.
Yeah.
I think that it'll be really testing. I think Corey Bell will probably be a little bit disappointing went to the Seagulls that he was moved to the wing. I think they'll try and definitely work his way back into the fullback role though.
Yeah.
It'll be interesting to see. Sam Herburn in big storylines is making his way back to the SRL after being retired. He's came out of retirement and he is now and people I think myself included, I am underestimating Sam Herburn a little bit too much. And I do think Sam Herburn is good. He's very, very good fullback. I think I would probably put him fourth if I've got a list.
I think by the end of the season he'll be undoubtedly a top 3 fullback in the comp. Top 4.
Yeah.
Like you will not be able to deny that. I think he's in for a big season. I think he's going to carry that. I think he'll probably carry that Manly side a little bit too much. We'll see how far I can carry him. Whether he carries them into a final series or he carries them, just as far as he can hold.
Yeah, because sometimes if you're carrying them too much, it's almost impossible to carry a side into the finals out of nothing. It's almost impossible to do that. Unless your players are playing well around you, it's almost impossible to do that if he carries the side.
Yeah.
In any position that you can really do that is in halves.
Yeah, really. That's the only position.
Another thing.
The ball goes in and out of you. That fullback, you need to come off of the halves.
Yeah.
That's the whole reason why the Rabbits are going to be so good, is because the halves are going to be able to pass the ball out after going on a...
I've heard there's a young half at Souths, Ash Crutcher. He hasn't played any halves experience. What do we think on him? I'm hearing that he's very close to taking Isaac Edwards' spot. What are your thoughts on him?
Cool.
The Raiders did plan on trading for him early on, but the trade fell through.
Yeah, I think at the moment, I think Isaac Edwards has it for at least the moment. Yeah, at the moment, I think he has it. I think, to be honest, I think that 5'8" role for the Rabbitohs is probably a little bit of a weak spot. Like, you've got Liam Ryan as his half partner, but I feel like he doesn't have the best 5'8" to go alongside him.
Yeah.
And I think another thing is maybe, I think for now, Ash Crutcher's best spot is probably going to be bench utility, but we'll see how he moves on.
Yeah.
We have seen it before, is Ash Crutcher is a hooker, but the problem is there was no spot really where he could have, at a good side, which is where he wanted to go, there was no really a spot that was like, hey, we need a half. There was no spot like that. There was no spot that we need a starting half. So he wasn't really... He's going to have to work his way gritty into the side if he's going to get in there. I can't see him taking Edwards' spot unless Edwards has a horrible game.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think for now, Edwards...
Or maybe there's a massive injury that pushes him into that
I've
starting
heard
spot.
an injury could really, if Edwards or something gets injured or something like a big injury to the spine cord, maybe say if Chaz Dingo got injured, would they move Tyler Clay to fullback or something, or would they move a
I think
half
they'll
to fullback, or
move-
would they, and try and keep the
I
half
think they would
strong or
move
not?
Liam Ryan to fullback.
Yeah.
But it maybe
that
wouldn't
could
be
be.
the smartest thing because it probably wouldn't. Because it probably weaken the halves. That's the only concern with me.
No,
But I feel like
the
on Rugby
Cowboys
4
halves
better.
last year was crap, but you somehow ended up winning Bailey Emma to even just beating the fullback.
Yeah, I personally think on Rugby 4, the best position that you need a good fullback. If you have a good fullback, everything just falls into place.
Yeah.
Yes.
So I think that at the moment he'll be fine. And if Ishad's were to get injured, I think that's when we'd see Ash Crutcher maybe get a starting role. But other than that, I don't see a way of him getting in there, since fullbacks pretty much are the only guys that get injured.
Yeah. I just can't see an half getting injured on Rugby League 4.
Yeah. It would be very hard. They don't run the ball too much, so
Mm.
You need a striker to snap someone's kneecap for it to happen.
Yeah. Yeah, but so now we move on to the ladder predictions. We'll move on to everyone will give a ladder prediction on where they think each club will finish. And we'll start off with each club. Okay, everyone, I'll just do my predictions first. First, I've got I think the Broncos will get first. I think second, it's a really big toss-up. I don't want to be biased, but I think South Sydney will finish second. I think in third we'll have the Parramatta Eels. In fourth, could be anyone. I think Campers will get fourth. Fifth will be I think fifth will be the Warriors, who will just miss out. I think sixth could be the Cowboys. Seventh will be the Raiders, and eighth will be Manly.
That's a big four.
That's what mine is.
I guess I'll do mine next, since mine's pretty similar to yours. So I'll go for mine. At the moment, I have Rabbitohs. I'm gonna say Rabbitohs get first. I think that Chaz Dingo and Liam Ryan will combine beautifully in the line. Second, I'm gonna say Broncos. I think they've made some very smart decisions in their off season, and I think that I do like what they've done with the club, and I think that they'll be up there again this season. I'm gonna say third, the Premiers, the Parramatta Eels. I think they'll be. They have probably lost a little bit of spark from last season, but they were Premiers, so I'm gonna give them third for now. Fourth, I'll say my own club, Penrith. I think we've kept that squad nicely together. I think the one trade we have made is only improvement, so I find it hard to see us not improving this season. Which I don't think we've made any backward steps. Fifth, I'll say the Warriors. I think they were runners up last season, but they had the second most inactive players. I think they're very lucky to get there. So
Yeah.
I am going to say that I know they won the Auckland Nines. I know they all have this stuff, but I'm saying they'll fall down to fifth. So sorry, Tomish, don't kill me, please. Sixth place, I'm gonna go with the Seagulls in sixth. I think, Seagulls are a tough one to predict. I just think I do rate Sam Herbin, and I feel like how they use Corey Bell is another thing. I think both of them could be starting fullbacks at different clubs, but one has to go on the wing, the other has to go at fullback. So for now,
One of them, they
we'll
could
have
move
Corey Bell.
Herburn to centre. They could move Herburn to centre.
Yeah, they could do that.
Herburn
Move
has
Corey Bell
centre.
to fullback, but I think Sam Herbert's a better fullback than Corey Bell, so I do see why they did that decision. So I'm gonna go for Cowboys. I think people underestimated the loss of Liam Ryan. He carried them last season to sixth. That's as far as he could get them with Dalian MVP, and they really haven't replaced him with anyone decent. Like, yeah, they bought Yeah, they brought over. They also traded out Jordan. What's his name again? Jordan Williams. Is that his last name? I can't remember.
Yep, John Williams. Yep,
Yeah,
Williams.
and for they got 2 players in return. I don't think that he's worth 2 players again, but I don't know, man. I just think that people underestimating the losses. I think some of the transfers weren't the smartest, and I'm going to say 7th. But I'm going to give even though I know they picked Rabbitohs in the Auckland Nines, but I'm saying 7th and 8th. I'm going to have Raiders. I'm sorry, Raiders, but I just too many rookies on your team, and that's my prediction.
Yeah, I'd agree. I'm pretty sure mine's exactly the same to Lachlan's.
Just go through it anyway.
I had the Rabbitohs first. I just think with Liam Ryan and Chaz Dingo, when you've got a Dally M player in your team, it's well Dally M equivalent player in your team, it's going to be very hard to lose, especially when he's not even your highest rated player. Second, I had the Broncos because I thought they had a very good season last year, narrowly missing out on the grand final. But I think they made very, like Lachlan said, some very smart changes during the off season, and even looking at their SRL nines, they had very good goal line defense, even with 9 players. So that to me impressed. Third, I had the Eels. Yeah. The only reason why they're not lower is because they were premiers last year. I don't think you can really fall that low. But I also think that 4th place, who I had Panthers, probably aren't as good as the top 3. But the Panthers' second half to season 1 was really good. Like they played like a top 4 team in the second half of the season. It was just their for and against that really let them down.
They played one really bad game though. They had a really bad game in round 5, I believe. They had a really bad game against the Rabbitohs. That's what cost them really of their finals.
Yeah. So I see them making top 4. Then I've got the Warriors. I think they had some pretty good rookie pickups in Damian Moana and Joshua Suluruka. I think they're 2 really good pickups. 6, I had Manly. Up until I heard about Sam Herbin, I probably had Manly in 7th, but Sam Herbin's going to really bring something to the team. I think he will play fullback majoritively. 7, I have Cowboys. I think Manly and Cowboys are going to be pretty close. I think Will Kay is going to have a really good rookie season, possibly even rookie of the season. And then 8, like Lockie said, Raiders just have too many rookies. It's just going to really hurt them.
It's really going to hurt them, eh?
I will say this, I think they'll have a better season than what the Storm had. I think they'll compete in a lot more games, and I think they'll be up. I think they'll get at least, I'm going to say they get at least 2 wins of the season.
How many do you think the most will... If we're saying, like, if they get 2 wins, how many wins do you reckon the top 10 will have?
Because 6.
6, yeah. I think that's possible. Depends how many teams win 4.
Yeah,
Last team,
6, yeah.
What I feel bad about the Raiders is that the first 4 rounds, they have the hardest draw out of any team in the competition. They're versus the top 4 from last year. Come on.
That's just unfair.
It's a bit unfair.
If they can make it through the first 4 games and still
win or 2.
If they get a win or 2, I think they'll make the top 4. I'm not even joking. If they win 1 or 2 of those games in that first 4 weeks, I wouldn't be surprised to make the top 4.
Yeah.
Me neither.
That's why I have them down to 0 wins, but I still think they'll win 2 of the last 3 games.
Yeah.
You always pick up some momentum, it seems. You always pick up momentum at the end of the year, some teams do. But they've been terrible all year, basically. Yeah, but I don't like the draw of that. I'm going to say it again. I just don't like the draw for the Raiders.
It's just a really tough draw. Like they versed the Auckland Lions. They versed the premiers, the reigning minor premiers, the Rabbitohs, who are predicted by most people to finish the minor premiers this season, and then the Auckland Nine premiers in the first 4 weeks.
Yeah. And then they play, after those first 4, they play the Sea Eagles, Cowboys, and Panthers.
Yep, so I'll say, look, if they win 2 of those 4 games, I'm going to say they make the top 4. I'll back them from there.
Yeah.
But if they don't, if they have a really hard start, then that's going to do one. That's going to, yeah.
They'll put them out already.
It's going to be tough for the Raiders this season.
Yeah. We did say them. We can. I think it's possible. But, stranger things have happened. Like, who predicted the Warriors? I don't think anyone predicted the Warriors to make the grand final last year. So it's possible. Anything's possible.
I mean, it's roughly like 4, and the ratings aren't overly different yet. Like,
once they're over, if they were like 80s to 90s, though, imagine 80s to 60s. That would be. Imagine if one team had 80. Yeah, that would. Okay. I think at one point some team players may have to retire because it would be. Yeah. Because I'll just be too high for the rookies.
Yeah.
Yeah. What happened?
So we have Rabbitohs fan to go over the last predictions. Is that predictions right?
Yeah. I feel like
go ahead, man.
First it will be Broncos. I feel like right now, actually, I'll change that. I think it will be the Rabbits. They've got too much of a started lineup. There's no way that they're not gonna at least get on a big win streak. I feel like Brisbane, they're not gonna be able to keep up the momentum that they had last year. Just don't see them being able to do that well because they haven't done that many good signings this off season. I was excited to see what they were doing when they were targeting some of the Penrith halves. They didn't do a good job on trying to get any of them, really. I feel like that's where they're going to fall out. Third, I feel like it'll be the Eels. They're still a top team, and you can't drop that much after winning a premiership. And then I feel like it could be the Seagulls.
At where?
At 4th.
Oh.
The Eagles, I feel like I don't like the team too much. I don't like the players on it either. But I feel like they somehow find a little momentum in it. And play the way they did in the first round of the Nines. I feel like they can do it because no one expects them to do well. But they might be able to use that lower, overlooked mentality to try and make them play better.
You know what sucks? I'll tell you what sucks right now. What sucks is every match, some matches you're not even given a chance to win. And that drives you even harder to want to win that game because other people are like, nah, you're not going to win this. You got no chance. You just got no chance to win it. And then it's like you want to win it so badly because you want to prove them wrong. It just sucks if you're not even given a chance.
Yeah.
I do feel for Manly in that way.
Yeah. 5th, it's probably going to be let me think real quick. I haven't planned this. I feel like it could be Penrith. There's a high possibility that Penrith would keep on moving forward. I think it was bad how they don't have that many players. I feel like they can do what Warriors done last season.
Mm.
And at 6, the Raiders, even though they've got a lot of rookies, I feel like they can just win them main games that they'll need, and they'll go through. The Cowboys, I feel like they'll suffer a lot for not having their captain there anymore, who was the former MVP. That's just a massive loss. And at last,
Give the Warriors last.
You have the Warriors last.
Yeah. I feel like they could have a massive drop. I know they made the grand final.
They do have a lot of
Mm.
rookies. And we've seen
Yeah.
even though they won the Nines, we've seen it a lot in the NRL. Teams, SRL Nines doesn't mean anything. Nines means nothing.
It's just
Yeah, I
for you to
mean,
get
you know
the
about
rookies
Liam
out there and see
The
if they
Cowboys will
can
win the Lions.
do decent.
Yeah.
I just think at I think the reason I keep going back to this is I can't see the Warriors finishing off. The highest ranked player on the team being John Nanai, and in my opinion, one of the best fullbacks in the game being Chance Bunce being on that team. That's why I can't put the Warriors last.
Nah. I think at lowest is 5th.
Yeah, that's what I have fifth. Because I think having Chance Bunce and John Nanai on your team pretty much means you won't finish last. So that's why I can't see the Warriors. I don't think they'll be as good as what they were last season or even in the Auckland Knights. However, just the side they have having John Nanai and Chance Bunce is just not yeah.
So now I feel like now is a perfect time to do the Oh yeah, we're gonna be talking about team list too. That's something else we can talk about. Okay, we'll talk about the team list now. I'll go through the first lineup. Let me get them up. Team list Friday. First one to be announced was South Sydney Rabbitohs. They went with a little bit of a gamble here. They went 1 Chaz Dingo at the playmaker 1, which is a little bit of a gamble. Luca Moscow at 2, Jai Collins at 3 as a captain, 4 Thomas Mendonca, 5 Tyler Clay, 6 Liam Ryan, P2 goal kicker. Jai Collins decides to give the goal kicking duties to Liam Ryan because he wants to focus on his playing game more. 7 Isaac Edwards, 8 Rex Slattery, 9 Aaron O'Keefe, 10 Lennox Bukash, great player. 11 Viggo Rasmussen. He played amazing in season 1. He was one of their unsung heroes. He's also the owner of Blunt Collections. Go check him out. 12 Logan Guys. 13 Jordan Williams, the new recruit from the Cowboys too. 14 Hero Love, the old Warriors inactive. He's an inactive, but they've given him a chance. 15 Jai McCartney, the rookie. I think he's going to play a little bit of lock. Not lock. I think he'll play a bit of prop off the bench because he's a little bit of more of a forward than the other two. Who's 16 Ash Crutcher. I think he may. Who knows where he's going to be on? I'm interested to see where he's coming on. 17 is Cole Summers, and I don't know where he's coming on either. It's going to be interesting to see that.
I think that the lineup is pretty much stock standard. I don't think I really expected much else from the Rabbitohs.
Mm.
No surprises.
They kind of had an obvious outline of who they were going to line up with.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I still feel like it wasn't that good of an idea putting Liam Ryan at the 6. I still think you should have given Ash Crutcher a chance at the 6 for
No,
the
I
first
disagree
game
with
of the
that.
round. It's the first game of the round. It's not going to affect your season that much, I don't think, especially that good of a team. Just start a
I would
young
have.
player that doesn't have that much experience in the starting lineup. I don't think it'll affect you that bad. Who knows? Maybe they can be your new star.
I would have been. I think you stick with that Isaac because I think he's a top 5'8" in the competition. I think. I just would have been sticking with him.
We haven't seen anything from Ash Crutcher. That's the thing. We haven't seen anything from Ash Crutcher at 5'8".
Same reason.
But that's why you should put him on that.
No, I don't think.
The
I
first
think
game
if
of the
you're
round.
try him,
No.
I think no. I disagree. I think Ash Crutcher comes off the bench,
Yeah.
soften 4'8" halfway through the game, and then you just see what he can do.
If he can do well, then maybe play him at 5'8". Unless Edwards has a shocker, maybe. But until we see enough from Crutcher at the 6 role, we just can't. I just don't think the Rabbitohs are going to start him.
Yeah, I'm agreeing with Lockie and Liam here. It's not a great choice to put someone who hasn't had a lot of experience straight into the starting team. It can
I
pay
would
off.
say that if it's towards the end of the season or mid-season where it's exponential that you have to do well. But the first game of the season, you don't need
Yeah,
But
but it's a 7-round
all your
competition.
star
You
players
have
in
to
there.
do well. You have to you have to basically be able to form each game. It's only a 7-round competition. Losing one game could be the difference between making finals and missing it.
And especially against a team like Manly, if you start someone like Ash Crutcher, I get it's his revenge game against Manly, but it's still not. It's not. This could if we start Ash Crutcher, it could be his fault, and it's just not. I just can't see it being a good idea.
You can't. It's more about the pressure. You can't put a lot of pressure on someone who hasn't played a lot of 5'8". Yeah.
But when are you going to put him into a starting lineup? If he has a decent game off the bench.
I think, to be honest, if he has a decent game off the bench, keep him there. Play Isaac Edwards.
See,
and
if
him
you do that, he's never going to leave the bench. So what's the point of doing that?
It just gives something new. It creates a new obstacle for the opposition team to come to. I think that's what I'd be doing. I'd be having Ashford to come on.
And you got 2 players to stop. You got 2.
I'd even be, if I'm being completely honest, I'd even be playing him at lock sometimes. Bring him on at lock for a bit of a ball playing lock.
Yeah.
We know Ben on in the middle being a hooker, so I'd also be considering playing him there.
Also, if that he shouldn't have come on at 6 if he wanted to start him, why don't you put him at hooker?
Hooker? No. I'd be keeping Aaron here there. He's one of the best.
He's not going to do anything that bad at hooker. That would happen at halves, would he?
Yeah, but it's still... You can't take off the person who's already there. It's too high of a ratings change.
Yeah.
I get Isaac Edwards is only a 1 ratings difference, but Edwards has proven himself. Edwards has proven himself in this role. He has proven.
That's because he's been given the opportunity. He's been given the opportunity.
What's he done wrong? What's he done wrong? What's Edwards done wrong? Tell me what Edwards has done wrong. He's done nothing wrong.
No, but do you know what? That's a good thing, because if you give him a break, that means that he won't do anything wrong the next time that he's on the field. Maybe he'll be too blown out from playing every game at... Okay, maybe let him come off the bench so that anything that is...
I'll give you this is like a good example of why you shouldn't just dump someone if someone else has come up who's better, right? Alright, so in real life, right, Penrith had Joe Malloy and Matt Burton on contract. So cool for Matt Burton to just take over Luai's starting role. Penrith stuck by him because he hasn't done anything wrong to deserve getting dropped. He ended up getting New South Wales half 5'8" gig a couple of years later. So there's no reason to drop Isaac Edwards when he hasn't done anything deserving of being dropped.
Yeah.
So keep him at 5'8". If he plays first 50-50 game, play Isaac Edwards first 40 minutes, bring Ash Crutcher on for the second 40 minutes.
Yeah.
See what Ash Crutcher can do.
But yeah, the old saying is
it ain't broke, don't fix it.
Yeah. So Ash will have his time to prove himself.
But he can get worn out, can't they?
Something's
not broken, it can get worn out.
I'll tell you right now, Ash's chance is if Chaz Dingo got injured. Ash's chance would be if Chaz Dingo got injured.
I highly doubt that will happen.
Yeah.
It happened in season 1, to be fair.
Yeah, but the Warriors made the grand final. Is there a high chance of that happening again this year? Not really, so you can't go off last year because it won't hold up to this year. So much stuff has changed. You can't say that.
Yeah, but...
And maybe he won't get hurt this season because he's got a lot more people around him that carry the weight with him. What he had
well, then that's just unlucky for Ash. Being realistic, the Rabbitohs wouldn't want Chaz Dingo to get injured. They're just saying that's only Ash's chance to get a starting role at the moment.
We don't. I'm not saying I want Dingo to get injured because
Yeah,
I
know you're
don't.
not saying that. I'm just saying that. Yeah, he just wants. It. I don't think. I can't see Ash getting a starting role unless something else goes wrong, whether it's Rabbitohs don't perform or an injury happens.
Yeah, that's the only way Ash is going to force his way into the starting side.
Well,
No,
let's move on to the next team then.
Yeah.
Panthers. One of you two can read out because you was a Panthers boys.
Fine, I'll read it. I'll go to the team list thing. Where is it? There it is. All right, let's read it out. So, Panthers have named Brody Kennedy at fullback, Sony Taylor and Nathan Fisher on the wings. Nathan Fisher is our captain, of course, and Sony Taylor is our goal kicker. Tyler Onumatangi and Juan Parker in the centres. Mason Yates at 5'8", playmaker 2. James Fawn at halfback, playmaker 1. Mason Remy and Lachlan Sinclair at props. Mark Lee hooker. Lachlan Martin and Sean Bradford in the second rows, and Corey Parker at lock. Junior Paulini, Kane M. Bell, Nathan Cleary, and Joshua Butterfield are the bench. Sorry, yep. That's the bench.
Like the bench. Pretty good bench.
I think it's probably
It is.
one of the best benches in the comp, in my opinion. I know I'm a bit biased, but you have Josh. Let me go through it. So I think our forwards, especially Nathan Cleary, have all proven himself in a starting role. Except actually the two bench forwards have. But Nathan Cleary, obviously, the only reason he's starting is because he's going to be inactive. So hopefully he can get something back and maybe come back. But that's why he's on the bench at the moment. Butterfield, probably our best player in the nines. I think he was great at the back. Probably doesn't get the starting role yet because Kennedy is, of course, I think, a top 5 fullback in the game.
I think is Australian full. I think Kennedy isn't. It's very, very close to that Australian role. He's not far off the Australian team.
Yeah.
In my opinion. Okay. So he's posted his team. Okay. But it's a good bench. Great bench. Now we move on to the Manly Sea Eagles. Who wants to read this one out? Or do you want me to read it? I'll read it out. 1, Sam Urban. 2, Corey Bell, the vice captain. 3, Michael Crimp. 4, Robbie Elms. 5, Chapman Kenny, the captain, of course. I like Chapman Kenny's work. He's a pretty good captain. 6, Aiden McKennedy, the 5'8" / winger. I think McKennedy does his job, but if they're going to make top 4, he needs to play out of his mind. Isaac Such at the 7 with playmaker 2, and McKennedy has the playmaker 1. 8 and the props of Matthew Harris and Brad Goodwin. Matthew Harris is the other vice captain. I think he did a great job at that as well. Byron Boone at hooker. He's a replacing Ash Crutcher. Then you got in the second rows Jesse Bennett and Chris Lord. At the lock position, you got Albie Yakarini. The bench is Daniel Punch, Macaulay Morris, Carl Lewis, and Levi Sayer. I don't really mind the side, but
it's just missing that. Other than Sam Herbert, I just feel like it's missing that spark, Like I feel like that other spark could be Corey Bell, but he's on the wing. Like, not going to do overly that much at all.
Not gonna. The winger doesn't touch the ball enough to do that.
No,
I think it was a crap addition to the team.
To be honest, if Corey Bell was a centre, I'd be playing him in the centres because centres would have more. I feel like he could do more at centre if he had the ball, but yeah, I don't know, man. Something's just they're missing that. I feel like also you ever have Sam Herban, but their forward pack is a bit soft in my opinion. I mean, I don't Sam Herban's on the forward pack, but their forward pack's a bit soft in my opinion, which may not lay the best platform for him to do anything.
I've heard though. I have heard that Manly. I've heard they believe Manly have believed that they are actually They believe that they can match the forward pack. They don't. Apparently, they don't match in the spine, but they match the forward pack. They get beat. They get beaten by the spine, but they think their forward back is better. If it's not matching, it's better than South forward pack. What are our thoughts on that?
That is a good argument. I agree.
disagree, to be honest.
Yeah, I disagree.
I disagree. I think that, to be honest, the players I think they will lose it. To be fair, though, I do think they'll still lose it in the halves. I think Liam Ryan and Isaac was too good of a half combination. Yeah, and then they've got pretty much nobodies. Like, realistically, no one really talks about these guys. We've got Aiden, Lachlan Nay, and we've got Isaac Such, which, yeah, no one really talks about them much.
No.
And maybe that's a good thing. Maybe going into the game, they don't have any pressure and they can just do their thing. But
yeah,
in the terms of things, they're pretty much nobodies at the game.
Yeah, their spine isn't that great. The Seagulls, they've got a really bad spine, except for Sam Herbin.
And to be honest, I think they made a horrible mistake getting rid of Ash Crutcher.
Yeah,
Yeah.
definitely.
I mean, I know what the situation is about him and Corey Bell, but
they let him go for pennies too.
Yeah, pretty much. I think that if Ash Crutcher stayed, in my opinion, he should have been a starting 5'8".
Yeah.
Or starting wherever they want to play him.
And I've heard from Ash Crutcher himself.
Quality.
I've heard from Ash Crutcher himself that another reason he wanted to leave was because Manly were not willing him to give him any sort of stuff to the 5'8". They weren't giving him any sort of opportunity to play 5'8".
Yeah, I think you could have given him a go at 5'8", considering that halfback. It's not like you have bloody like it's not like you have any like good halves even anyway. So like I would have been like, sure, we can give you a chance at 5'8".
See how it goes.
Yeah.
And they just didn't. They just didn't. And that was another reason. Ash left for multiple reasons.
Yeah.
Also, what I was really surprised about is that they didn't start Levi Say.
I mean,
yeah,
he's inactive.
Is he really?
He's inactive. Oh. And why would you play him? One of Corey, that would mean you'd play Chapman Kenny in the centres, which I think for a 99 player of 99 speed, you just don't want him in. You want him in the wing because if he gets away in some space off the kick return, he's off. He's going to be hard to catch.
I was thinking more putting him in halfback.
Who's this?
Rather than wing.
Levi
Well, why not 5'8"? Because when you're at 5'8", you find a line a lot more to break through.
Yeah. But you know what though? If you watch Souths, I will tell you right now. If you ask Jai Collins, he will tell you right now why he should not start at 5'8" in the halves. Right? And if you ask Jai, he'd tell you you should not start him at half. Because apparently he was awful. I didn't watch much of Souths last season, but apparently he was what was killing them when they lost games. He was really a big. He was a big weakness.
And I think, to be honest, they probably would have rather, now looking in hindsight, they would have rather kept Ash Crutcher and just given him the 5'8" role.
Yeah, definitely.
But hindsight is a beautiful thing. So, it's just lucky.
And I don't think they realised he was inactive either.
Nah.
Sayer was being inactive, so who knows? But yeah, we'll move on to the Brisbane Broncos side.
I can read that one out if you guys want.
You can read it out.
Yeah, okay, I'll read it out then. All right, so they have Connor Sanderson at fullback with Joel Kelly and Sam Hodson on the wings with Theo Scott and Cooper Gronk in the centres. Bronson Dixon and Levi Raymond are the halves with Jackson Ellison and David Hastings at prop. Samuel Atchison at hooker. Pete Veretto and Simon Hunt at second row and Jordan Ford at lock. Jake Tass, Malachi Bergen, Sean Walker and Justin Plays on the bench. The more I look at that team, honestly, the more I think they're gonna get first again and win the comp. I keep switching between them and Rabbitohs, but
The
More of a
Rabbitohs
team with more help, no in the comp.
The Rabbitohs
just-
just have a really good rating. It's just
I think what will kill the Broncos is they don't have an elite fullback. Connor Sanderson is not an elite fullback. And Pete Redo, I'm sorry. I love him to death, but like he's not an elite fullback either. Neither of them are elite fullbacks, and that's what Souths have, I reckon.
yeah.
We've got two,
Yeah.
and one of them's in the half.
So
I think,
it's,
to be honest, I do like the decision to move Pete Retso to second row because his break tackle is incredible. That's the position that breaks the most tackle in the game.
Yeah.
Second row. So I do like that decision moving to second row.
yeah. Apparently, this game is sold out, and it's at Suncorp Stadium.
Who's going to it?
I think I may be going to the virtual worlds.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
No, I'm going there, and I'm just gonna boo them because they're crap.
Wow.
I don't think they're gonna
Oh wow!
be
Just
winning this game.
throwing the shade on the Broncos here.
Yeah.
No, I'll let Joey know later. Don't worry. I'll let Joey know later.
Oh,
Joey
I don't
probably
care what
watches.
Joey thinks anymore. He knows that I don't like this side anymore. They don't
that's
have a good enough team.
That's
A
good.
lot of the players right now, I don't think, for round one. But I feel like people think they should have gotten a good halfback. They just should have went out of their way to try and find one, especially the ones that they're looking at. Just didn't have enough drive to try and get them.
Yeah.
Mm.
Okay, so the Eels.
Who's gonna read that out? You read that, Butter?
Yeah, I guess I'll get it. Number 1, we've got Eli Barnes. Number 2, Braden Smith on the wing, and accompanied by Dante Mitchell on the other. You've got Isaac Simons and Ethan Durant in the centres. Your 5'8" is Charlie Butler, who's playmaker 1 and goal kicker. Huey Smith in halfback and playmaker 2. Props are Abraham Walker and Luke Short, with a hooker of Tim James. 11, you've got your second rows, you've got Luke Carter and Attila Santidag. And at lock, you've got your captain, Kobe Johnston. On the bench, you've got Thomas Wallace, William Jones, Jaden White, who will come on for Carter, and Damien Shelford, who will come on for Durant.
Mm.
Yeah.
Got the
Good
Warriors.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That
That's
is.
a great. I'll tell you right. I don't get it. I don't get this. Why are they playing Jaden White? Gonna play him in second row? Isn't he a half? Isn't he a half / fullback?
Yeah.
Bit of a weird decision, if I'm honest.
Yeah, it is, but I know might be able to show something.
Who knows? I would probably give him. I would have given him the starting half role. Never even seen Huey Smith play at halfback.
Yeah, it's a bit of a strange decision by the Eels. Trying
I
something
still
new.
like it.
Won't be surprised if Eels choking in the season. Like the more I look at them, the more I think I'm going to finish a bit lower than I think we will expect.
Mm.
Just something's just not. They're just missing that. I thought they're missing that X factor.
But Eli Barnes could be that though. We haven't seen much.
Eli Barnes could be that, but it's pretty much unproven fullback.
Yeah.
We played a few games here and there last season, but it wasn't anything it didn't do anything special in those games either.
Yeah. I think he played one honestly, and it was against the Rabbitohs, and they lost.
Yeah, so I think it's gonna be interesting to see how they go. I think Kobe Johnson will have to lead. I think the forward pack's probably one of the best in the competition. I just think their halves and their backline something's just missing from it. It feels.
Yeah. It definitely feels like that. Yep. So at the Warriors team now, we have Chance Bunce, With fullback, we have JMs and Damian Moana on the wings. Jackson Cutler and TTR and Maxwell on the centers, quality centers. 2 rookies though. They've got a rookie backline for the top 5, except for Chance Bunce. They are all rookies, which is a little bit concerning. But I think I would trust.
Very concerning. Yeah. Wow.
I would trust Buncey though. 6 is Rod Curran with the playmaker 2. 7 is Sage McGilley with playmaker 1 and goal kicker. John Nenai is 8 with captain. 9 is Jason Barra. He played pretty well in season 1 at this position. Daniel Engel, I like the picking of him at starting prop. He played a brilliant off the bench. He deserves it, 100%. David Barner, number 11. Logan Strange at 12. Patrick Corcoran at 13. 14, Joshua Sully-Brooker. I like the pick of him in the off-season draft. 15 is Seamus Walker. 16 is TJ Ashford, the former Storm member. 17, Mitch Austin. We don't know where 16 and 17 are coming on, but they will be coming on at some point after half time.
Yeah. Yeah, I think even over a rookie backline, I think the forward pack's probably one of the best in the comp.
Yeah.
Like that is a scary forward pack. Wow. Yeah, wow. All right.
I still think. And now I was arguing about how Ash Clutcher should have at least gotten an attempt of starting for round 1. I feel like you should not put this many rookies on if you don't.
Yeah, but don't have anyone else though.
They don't have anyone else.
Did I have
What
to go?
could they do?
They should have just not worried about getting that many rookies.
I mean, like, if they were going to get some rookies, if they were going to get, say, if I was going trading with John Nenai, the captain, who would you want out of that side other than someone like Chance Bunce, Sage McGilley? They'd have to get rid of a key spine player, I reckon, or John Nenai. The Warriors don't have much intention to get a good player they want to trade for a center or something. They would have to get rid of someone else, and then that voids another hole. So I just can't see. I wouldn't have been able to see them getting enough talent in their backline.
I do think though that the fact that they've named Chance Bunce, I think that he is going to be. So I think he is going to be. I honestly think he's going to be a contender for Daily M this season.
I agree.
I think he'll end the season as the best fullback, undoubtedly, and I think he'll contend for that Daily M. I think the fact that he'll be the only his forward pack's going to set up for him, and I think the fact that he's going to be pretty much the only person in that 1-7 that's going to be able to create something for him. It's just going to mean that he's just going to be clear winner for Daily M.
Yeah, I think. I'll tell you right now. I think whenever Warriors win games, he'll get the 3 points.
Yeah, this season, it's going to be there'll be two players in each game. So
what?
It'll be
What do you mean?
It'll be 6 points per game.
Oh, so 2 players get. How many do they get? Each person get one person.
So it'll be basically each person will still do the 3-2-1 method, but they'll have 2 people per game.
Oh, okay. So it'll be 6. So it'll be 6 points up for grabs. But I feel like Bunce, as I'm saying, he'll get 3 points whenever the Warriors win. So I feel like that's how the Warriors he'll go. He'll play amazing, and he'll just be the one that will get all the points for the Warriors.
Yeah, I think. In fact, if I have to make a tip right now, he's my Daily M player this season. If I make a tip right now.
Yeah. So I also think. Okay. Yeah, it's just weird. Now we've got the Raiders. We've got the Raiders team, and that's an interesting. It's an they put out the best team I reckon they could have.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I
think
mean,
that,
I probably would have started to Pace over Lillard. That's what I would have done personally, but
what about
yeah.
what about Hayden Yates being on the bench? That's a bit interesting.
He's
Yeah.
inactive. He went inactive, and he also wanted to be loyal to his active players. So I think that's
Yeah,
really that's kind of fair.
That's the whole reason why he's not.
we actually haven't read out the
Starting.
lineup yet, so does someone want to do that?
I mean, there is a reason for that because it's just unfair on the rest of the players. It sets a bad precedent.
Yeah.
If they start him still. One is Mark Iron, the vice captain. Two on the wings, you got Tyler Weston and Joseph Black. In the centres, you got Alex Chen, Jacob Morrison. In the halves, you got Luke Thompson and Jack O'Neill. Luke Thompson's a goal kicker. We actually don't know who the playmakers are. 8, Cameron Molentis. He's a good prop. Came from the Storm system. I think he's a pretty underrated prop. 9, Bo Sadler. 10, Samuel Lillard. 11, Rahul Kawal. 12, Sabah Ta'ua. 13, Terehu Fehu. 14, Stays to Pace. 15, David Smith. 16, Hayden Yates. And 17, Sam Robinson. Yeah, but it's a good side.
Yeah, it is. And actually, no, I take that back. No, it's not a good side. I don't know why I just agreed with you. I don't think it. It's just again, sort of. I think they look at us like now. I do think they have quite a few players in there that could create something in there. Like they've got Bo Sadler, they've got Luke Thompson, who I think is a pretty underrated player. We've got Alex Chen, who was pretty. I think it was good for us last year. And then they've got Mark Iron. Those are our main four. Those are our main 4 players that will create something. And then also Rahul Kawal.
And Terehu Fehu.
I've got big hopes for Tyler Weston.
Yeah, I think he's also up there too.
Yeah.
Apparently, he wasn't being the nicest to Rahul Kawal. I've heard that he was demanding to be playing at halfback. He was almost demanding to be played at halfback or something. I don't know.
Yeah, probably isn't.
Yeah.
And if he's gonna be like that, then teams aren't gonna want to pick him.
Yeah.
You gotta take your opportunities.
Yeah,
Yep.
definitely.
So we got the North Queensland Cowboys side. There's one or two that I disagree with. If I was the Cowboys captain still, I'd probably start over them, but hey. 1, Cherry Evans, 2, Kurt Moore, 3, Zach Smith, 4, Carlos Kennelly, 5, Jamie Lee, 6, Will Kay, playmaker 1 and goal kicker, 7, Rahul Kawal, the playmaker 2, 8, Luke Malkus, the captain, 9, Ryan Pyan, 10, Callum Irwin, 11, Jamal Kasaka, 12, Kane Harris, 13, Robbo Melvison, for the bench is Casey Namina, 15, Nicholas Efer, 16, John Harden, 17, Declan Murphy. The one that I'm probably disagreeing with is Ryan Pine at hooker. I'd probably pick Declan Murphy at the hooker position and Ryan Pine off the bench because Ryan Pine is active and Declan Murphy showed so much spark in season 1 in his 2 games. He changed the Cowboys. When he changed to starting hooker, the Cowboys competed for 2 games and won one of them against the top 4 side. Yeah, and they were playing 2 top 4 sides and almost beat both of them.
There's not really a lot of overall difference between the 2.
Yeah, really.
I also think that I think the worst thing with the Cowboys is they're sort of going to be relying a lot on Will, which, to be fair, isn't probably very fair on the youngster, but nothing much you can do about that.
Yeah. They're going to have to rely on the halves to create something. To be fair, though, Rahul and Kowal, I think if I'm right, I think he had something like 6 try assists in season 1. He's an underrated half.
He was pretty decent, and I do think that again, I think Cherry Evans is another pretty underrated player, to be fair, and I think he'll also be able to create something. But I just think my big issue with it, like Luke Malkus, seems like he's gonna have to carry this forward pack pretty hard.
Yeah.
Callum Irwin showed very good glimpses last year, though. I feel like he could be an amazing prop and Jamal Kasaka also was great last season. Shane Harris showed a little bit off the bench. He's getting his first chance at the starting role. And Robbo Mobidston was very good at lock too. So
Also, I don't know why they didn't pick Kowal as the goal kicker.
Yeah, it's interesting.
Yeah.
Kowal's never got goal kicker. He's never been the goal kicker.
Yeah.
They never gave him a goal kicker, honestly. I feel like they should have gave him. But to be fair, they're both big boots, so I get maybe that's why.
Yeah.
I always have a goal kicker, even though I'm not big boot, but yeah. It's like it.
Yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, it's good for them. It's good for the Cowboys. I want to see them go well.
Yeah.
But I just don't know.
I do think that they definitely have potential in this Cowboys lineup. And that's why I feel like Cowboys, probably along with the Warriors and Panthers, are going to be the hardest teams to predict this time. Because they all have, like, the room for them to be, their ceiling and floor can be so different. Like, the best performance is so far different from their worst performance.
Exactly. It's just so hard to predict them. And also,
and I probably
Manly.
Eagles in the same boat as that, which is why I probably have those
Manly
4 teams will probably be on the outskirts of the top 4 the entire season, pretty much.
Yeah, but and we've got a new website for the SRL Premiership website. It's on the announcements of the Discord SRL server. So you got it there. You can just click on it. It's got a bunch of stuff right here. It's got matches. You can look at the ladder. You can look at I can even search up the GOAT. I can even search up. Let's look at someone. The GOAT is Chaz Dingo.
Oh.
The GOAT is Chaz Dingo. He has got.
Yeah, I guess Chaz Dingo is so good.
Yeah, Chaz Dingo is amazing. Yeah. Oh my god.
Yeah.
Okay. Stop leaving and joining.
Just ignore him.
6.
Anyway.
But you can look at the standings, team stats, player stats. Look at basically anything from season 1. And then once season 2 starts, we'll be able to see all the stats that they come through. Yeah, but
I'm going to the tips show this week.
Yeah, we got the tips this week. That's what we got, yeah. Okay, we'll do tips. Okay, I'll start off. I've got Rabbitohs over Manly. I think that the Rabbitohs will be too good. I think Chaz Dingo will be too good. Chaz Dingo will have a huge revenge game against his old club. I think Lennox Prakash will too. And I think Ash Crutcher will too. I think the 3 of them will just have huge revenge games and they just want revenge against their old club.
Yeah.
And against the next game, I've got the Broncos over the Parramatta Eels. I think they'll finally beat their bogey team. And I think I'll do well against them. I've got a little bit of an upset. I've got Cowboys over the Panthers. And here's why. I think the Cowboys are so hard to predict. And I'm sort of am on the middle, on the line. I know Penrith are clear favourites. I thought I may as well go something different. And I've got the Warriors over the Raiders. I just can't see the Raiders getting the win over them.
Yeah, I'll just go next then since we'll keep the order from when we did the ladder prediction. I'm gonna say Rabbitohs and Seagulls. Look, yeah, can I see Rabbitohs losing? Yes. Do I think they'll lose? No. And I'm gonna tip the Rabbitohs over the Seagulls. I think I'm gonna tip them by 13+. again, as you said, it's just hard to. I just can't see him happening. I do think Chaz Dingle will have a big game. Ash Crutcher can have a big game depending on where he's playing. And, yep, I'm going to say the Rabbitohs. Now, Broncos v Parramatta, I'm an alarm ring pitting them. And again, Parramatta are their bogey team. And they just can never seem to win against the Parramatta Eels. But then again, the Broncos, they're too good. And I'm going to stick with you with that one and stick with my original tip and say Broncos will get over them. I'm going to say 1-12, though. Now, the Panthers v Cowboys. This one, I do actually agree with you. This is going to be a hard game to predict. But with the way the Panthers are going, I have to go on boys here. So I'm going to go to the boys up the Panthers. I'll go 1-12. I think that Brody Kennedy, I think our halves are going to have a big game. I think James Thorne is in for a big game. And, yeah, I just think the Panthers will just get over them. Warriors and Raiders. That's a tough one to predict. I'm being serious with that because although the Raiders have a worse lineup, something just doesn't feel right about the. I am going to tip the Warriors, but I'm not confident about that. 1-12.
Warriors, yeah, I still think the Warriors will just be too good. Chance Bunce will spark something somewhere in the game if they're down. I think he'll just get them over the line just.
Okay. I guess my go.
Yep.
Rabbitohs v Seagulls. You know, it's hard not to pick the Rabbitohs here. I'm going to give them 13 plus. Just think that they've got just too good of a spine compared to the Seagulls. Broncos v Eels. I'm going to go Broncos probably 1-12. The Eels just. I just don't see them winning this semi-final rematch. Panthers v Cowboys. I'm gonna have to up my own team. The Panthers here. Just think that there's too many rookies in the Cowboys squad. Too many players like under the 63 overall. And the Panthers, you got two or three representative players in Kennedy and Thorne. Just think they're going to provide spark to the attack.
Don't forget Lachlan Martin. He's a representative player.
Oh, dude, yeah.
Yeah, don't forget me. I was just gonna, and it just continued.
And I just think it's going to be 13 plus on this one. I just don't think that the defense of the Cowboys is going to be able to hold back. And then Warriors Raiders. I'm going to go Warriors 12 plus. Again, Raiders just don't have
before we go on, right? Do you want to hear my theory behind why I feel like the Raiders could get up against the Warriors? I am still going to tip the Warriors. But look at this way. I just think there's no way for Raiders go 4 rounds versus these top 4 teams and they don't win a game. I just feel like they're going to win one of these first 4, right?
Yeah.
And Warriors is one of the first.
Warriors is the easiest game out of that 4. If they're going to win any of them, it's probably going to be the Warriors. So that's my theory why I think the Raiders can win. And I'm still going to the Warriors, though, just because I just think the Warriors are a better team and there's no reason to base off a stat like that of why a team should win. So who do we have left?
We have Mark.
See?
It's here. It's here. Can't hear him.
Oh.
Okay.
He's on.
It's back. Okay. Okay.
Hello.
Right?
Yeah, okay.
Hello.
I feel like it'll be Rabbits.
Yep.
Probably. A lot of Australian caliber players and international caliber players. And people that could play at the top level. I think the Eels. I feel like they're just going to keep on being the chip on the Broncos' shoulder. They don't have that good of a side. Not that they don't have a good of a side, they just haven't changed enough, in my opinion. The Panthers, I think, will win. Because I've got a soft spot for them, and I think their quality. A lot of star players that could
And
be even bigger stars in the future.
who's your Warriors v Raiders tip?
When I'm saying this, I'm not Mark Hine. I feel like the Warriors will come up on top here.
It's okay to tip against your team. When it's
they're
okay,
good
especially
team.
when you're going against a side like the Warriors.
I still think they'll finish last. It's a hard game to pick because both teams have a lot of younger players that haven't played with one another for that long of a period. But you need to take that into consideration. I feel like the Raiders can fight back because they've got the halves and run the ball quick enough.
Mm.
But I feel like the Warriors want to prove, we did make the grand final last year. Give us a bit more respect.
Mm.
So that's why I'm going the Warriors.
Yep. Alright, I think we're gonna wrap up the episode right there, and it's gonna be a great episode. Got the tips, got everything you could want, and so we're gonna wrap it right there. This was